My name's Naomi Stead. I am the head of the Department of Architecture here at Monash University. And today I'm talking to Ari Seligmann, who is my deputy head of department, who looks after the education programs. So Ari, can you tell us a bit more about that?
It involves overseeing both the architecture bachelor's course and the master's course, studios, teaching, oversight, history units, technology units, and communication, the whole suite of things. And then I also have a couple of PhD students on the side.
So tell me, why would students usually encounter you in the course of their normal lives?
Well, I'm running the 3-year master's program and the first semester of that. So that group start studying architecture with me. And then I oversee the contemporary architecture class, which is the introduction to architecture, history and theory for second-year students. So most people get to know me through that, at the start of the second year.
And what's your favorite era of architecture?
The 90s in Japan.
Why is that?
We were really flush with cash. It's known as the bubble period, and architects could explore that there was money to support all sorts of different kinds of architectural explorations.
And I mean, you have a particular connection with and affinity with Japan. Is this love of Japanese architecture in that period related to that?
Probably. I was working in Japan during this period, so I witnessed some of it firsthand. But the interest in Japanese architecture probably started prior to that. In the undergraduate program I went through at Rice University, they had an internship program. So people would go study in Europe and across the States. And so I was trying to go to Japan originally as part of that program, which is how I first landed there to work in Ichiko Hasegawa's office.
And what was it like working in a Japanese office? I mean, it's sort of famously long hours culture in Japan. Is that what you observed?
We were working 7 days a week, and we would work from 10 in the morning until 12:15 the next morning. And that was just in order to catch the last train, which was at 12:30. So we had lunch in the office with everybody. You had dinner in the office or near the office with everybody. And it was a very busy time. Well, in that year and a half period, I think I worked on 15 different projects.
So you continue, obviously, to be closely associated with Japan and spend long periods in Japan. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in recent years, taking Monash students there?
Travel studios, I mean, the ones to Japan give me a chance to share an area that I know a little bit about. So the most recent trip, which was 2019, we went to do a workshop with Ritsumeikan University where we did a series of design make pavilions in the local shopping arcade. Prior to the workshop, we spent a couple of days wandering around Kyoto and Osaka looking at old and new projects. And then after that, we spent another 7-8 days traveling around parts of Japan, again, looking at, we went to see old castles, we went to see new sauna buildings and gardens and different kinds of cities. There's a whole kind of gamut of Japanese architecture.
Well, yeah, you're famous for setting a punishing pace and having a very crowded itinerary, is that right?
Yeah, we pack a lot in short amount of time, but the trains are really efficient. So it's not, you get on a train in the morning, you wind up in one city, you have lunch, you go see a project, you go to another city, see another project, and land in a third city for dinner is possible. But we don't operate at that pace the whole time. But I do try to help give the students a chance to see a broad range of different things in those trips, both the kind of famous things that people read and see in books and see on the internet and whatever, but also to learn to wander around in the back streets and discover things that you didn't know were even there.
So you're interested in architectural photography. That's one of your major research interests, as well as obviously something that you teach about. What is it that interests you particularly about architectural photography?
So the photography project emerged out of my book on Japanese architecture where I had to figure out the politics of getting all of the images. And to go around to architects and ask for images, to find out that they didn't actually have images of their own buildings, and then sent me to the magazines, and the magazines said, well, we publish those pictures, but we don't actually own them. And then, you have to go to talk to the photographer. But the thing that I'm finding most fascinating about it is that we understand the world of architecture through these images. And we see them in magazines, we see them online, but we often don't know who took the photograph or why they took the photograph or what their particular perspective on the thing is. So understanding how we know about architecture through the lenses of the photographers and how that might shape how we read the buildings rather than just accept them as buildings is the thing that I'm most fascinated with.
Coming back to your role in the department, so I mean, you've had a leadership role in the department since the very beginning, and I have to tell you, Ari, when I think about the Monash Department of Architecture, I think of you as a kind of engineer working on this sort of quite beautiful and very complex machine with very fine tools. What has it been like for you to see the program develop over 11 years?
I mean, from the start, it's been a great opportunity to build a new program. At the time, it's still a kind of rare opportunity to build a whole new school and be part of developing a whole new school. And we have people coming from all over the world with different backgrounds and different ideas about how architectural education should work. But always from the beginning, a sense that it shouldn't be just the way that we were taught. It's not about reproducing things, but finding new ways to prepare students to face things that are coming. Things that are coming that they know about and things that they're coming that we don't yet know about. It's been exciting to set that up and see how it grows, and then also to see the range of different things that our graduates have gone on to do. Some of them are teaching with us, some of them are working in rendering companies, some are overseas, some are building saunas in Norway, and while a lot of them are locally working, in a range of different offices. So it's seeing that we prepared them to do something with the next steps in their life is kind of rewarding, I guess.
And what's the best career decision you've ever made?
Career decision.
See, this is where I hint that you should say coming to Australia and working at Monash.
Well, that wasn't a bad decision. Best career decision. Choosing academia over architecture.
Why is that?
Oh, because it gave me a chance to think and practice architecture beyond just the production of buildings.
Very good. Thank you, Ari. I've learned things about you that I never knew before. So thank you for doing this interview. And I hope to see you in person sometime soon.